guys, over the next few videos, we are going to be analyzing the graphs of lines, equations of lines, and tables of lines. So in this video, we're going to start off with graphs. It's the easiest. So the I can statement we're working on is I can find the slope, y-intercept, and correlation, which is also sometimes called the trend of a graph. So let's begin. Let's look at a graph that should be very familiar to us. We spent a lot of time looking at this one as we went through part 4 of our graphing packet. So let's look at this line. If I wanted to find the y-intercept of this line, I would have to look along the y-axis and see where does this line hit the y-axis. In this case, it's touching the y-axis at +3. So the y-intercept would be 0, +3. So it's very simple. Wherever it's touching the y-axis, that's the ordered pair that would be called the y-intercept. Now, the correlation. If I'm looking for the correlation of this line, I'm just going to read the line from left to right. As I'm looking left to right, I see the line is going up. Therefore, this trend or correlation is positive. Now, if I want to find the slope, I find the slope using rise over run. And what that means is how much does the graph go up for compared to how much does it go over. So it's a ratio of how much it goes up to how much it goes over. And to find the slope, you look at 2 points. And it's easiest if you look at 2 points that are right next to each other, because then you don't have to simplify. But I'm going to show you, even if you don't, you're still okay. So I'm going to start at this point, and I want to walk to this point. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, over 1. So in this case, my rise was 2 over 1. Oops. So I simplify that and say my slope is 2. Okay? Now, let's say I didn't pick the 2 closest points. Let's say I went from this point to this point. That's okay. Let's find our rise. I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, over 1, 2. So my rise was 4. My run was 2. And when I simplify that, 4 divided by 2, oops, 4 divided by 2 is 2. So I still found my slope is 2. So in review, y-intercept, where it touches the y-axis. Trend, reading the graph left to right, does it go up or down? Slope, rise over run. Let's look at another example. Here's another line that we spent a lot of time with in graphing packet, particularly part 4. First thing I want to find is the y-intercept. Where does this graph touch the y-axis or cross it? Right here. So let's find the ordered pair for this point. Well, x is 0, y is +3. So my y-intercept is going to be 0, 3. Now, when I look for the correlation, I'm reading the graph left to right. And as I move left to right, I notice this graph is going downward. So the correlation or trend is going to be negative. Now I want to find the slope. Remember, slope is rise over run. So I pick 2 points. Rise. I want to go from this point to this point because I always go left to right. Now I'm not going to rise. I'm actually going to go down 2 and over 1 to get from one point to the next. So what did I do? I went down 2 and then in positive direction 1. So when I simplify that, my slope is -2. We're done with this video. Go ahead and complete the graph portion of your observation recording sheet.